All right, welcome viewers. My name's Kenny Andres and I'm taking over for the fantastic work by Murray Connellan in the earlier men's game between the South Australia Sharks and the New South Wales Wolfpack. Taking a bit of a trip here. I'm down in New South Wales in Hurstville. Hurstville, yes, Hurstville Oval slash Velodrome. And joined with me in colour is my man Matt Long, the president of UTS and also one of the head coaches of the Colts team in UTS. Mate, feeling good for today?
Yeah, it's been an interesting game first up, and let's see if the women can come back from their games last week and make a bit more of a contest of it.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough one for the New South Wales Gridiron fans. A couple of big losses last week. That continued today, unfortunately, for the men's team. But I was having a chat to Brian Harwood earlier about the changes he wanted to make, and he said, "Look, we understood things weren't working. We had to make some changes." They said one of the biggest things they wanted to sort out was clearing up special teams. That contributed to about 3, maybe 4 touchdowns last week, and it's one of the big significant parts of the game that needed to be changed. Yeah, no,
definitely, and especially in 9-man, we got such an open field, and it's a bit of a transition for the girls here in New South Wales because they play 7-man, and the special teams rules are a little bit different, so it's a bit of an adjustment for them. So hopefully now, second game in, they've gotten a bit better feel for it and chance to work on it and make it a bit more challenging for them.
Yeah, one of the outstanding people for the New South Wales Coyotes, though, she's walking out now. It's number 9 for New South Wales. That's Renee Hahn, also known as Red. She was the hard running, was definitely on display last week, and here she is again with her cohort of captains. And obviously on the other side for Queensland, someone outstanding was Christy Moran, who actually didn't run or didn't take as many carries as many would have suggested with the inclusion of Castro Trias-Mono, who showed off her ability in the backfield, as well as Beck Hirsch, who's a usual wide receiver. She jumped in the backfield too. Those running backs did a lot of damage. Do you think that would have been on the chalkboard for Coach Harwood this week?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the game out of the backfield from them was quite a surprise to them, and hopefully that now they've had a chance to see them, they can contain them a bit better and get a bit more penetration on the line to stop them from getting so deep.
Yeah, and one of those is going to be important to doing that is number 58 there, one of the captains there, Julia Wilson, the most senior member of this team here. Also a friend of one of my production cohorts back home, Matty Crowhurst, if you're watching. But it looks like New South Wales had won that toss. They've opted to defer, so Queensland will be returning the ball in this first half, which will be a true test of how much improvement there has been made, because all likeliness there'll be number 33 waiting in the backfield looking to add another one to her special teams tally of touchdowns.
And it looks like Julia carrying a little mascot out there.
So a future Wolfpack or possibly Coyote. In there. I think that's actually a future Wolfpack member there, so look forward to seeing you in a couple of years.
Yeah,
but another big thing to consider is that last time these two met, which was just last week at PJ McGilwain Place over at Ipswich in Queensland, New South Wales pretty much had a 7:30 flight, got into Queensland, headed straight to Ipswich, or Wacol I should say, and were straight into action. Queensland, slightly different preparation. They had a 7:30 flight as well, but they've had a big gap with the men's game before them. Talked to Brian Harwood, and he's like, "Well, it'll be interesting, how they deal with it," because he thought the rush might have been good.
But yeah, no, it can be. And look, it's only an hour flight from Brisbane, but all the stress of having to get down and get yourself set, getting into a ground and getting into your routines. Most players start their routines as early as 7 in the morning. By the time you wake up, your whole thing. So when you add in a flight, just the sheer stress of travel, that can have a bit of a difference. So yeah, we'll see if that has an impact on Queensland, and if maybe a little bit of extra time also does that too. So, all right, so Queensland are out there and all nice, set, ready to go, and looks like New South Wales are just finishing their lineup to get ready before the officials hand the ball over and we start off.
All right, as I said, the person you want to be watching out for last week in this situation where Queensland also returned the first to kick off, it was via CJ Sims, one of the upbacks there in the second line. She got her hands on the ball and she made an athletic play. But if it sails past her, number 33, Kirsha Trias-Mona, she has the ability to take to the house. They're going to avoid her. It's going to be picked up from Sims. Can she repeat history? It doesn't look like it. Knee might have touched the ground. And she's obviously frustrated about that, wanting another opportunity. So instead, that will find the Sun Devils coming out with their first offensive possession just shy of the 40-yard line here.
Yeah, no, a little bit of a mistake there from Sims, and Need hitting the ground as she's picking that up, so that's stopped the play for them. But still, it's decent field position for them, starting on their 35.
Okay. And just due to some personnel switch arounds, if anyone in the crowd would like to operate the scoreboard, please find my man Paul Mills just to the right of the big scoreboard on the left of your field. It'll be greatly appreciated, and it'll be greatly appreciated from the viewers at home who will be getting a little more accurate of a time suggestion. So if anyone like to, as we're watching the first Queensland play, Moran up the left-hand side, using her speed. Can she turn it upfield? She gets pushed out of bounds. Queensland with a good run there, setting up a first down on her first possession.
Yeah, no, nice. You see here on the replay, just pushes her way out to the outside. A couple of nice little blocks to take out the trailing New South Wales and, pushes themselves on the other side of halfway.
What's a key to watch out for? Lauren Evans started the game at quarterback last week. This time it was last week's second string. Casey Cubis coming out and taking the snaps for this game in the starting position. Here she is under centre, usually played all of club out of the pistol position. Storm Brooke is going to turn right, but that play is going to be blown dead.
Yeah, bit of a false start there on
just to
Queensland.
let everyone know as well, we had 8-minute quarters on the screen. There's actually, in fact, 10-minute quarters that the ladies are playing this time around. That's the official rulings, and also there has been changes to the mercy rule, whereas in fact that the clock will not stop or will not continue to run, shall I say. It will just be recorded as a 35-point margin, and usual timing will continue. But a penalty on there, and here we go for first down again for Queensland.
Yep, and New South Wales have switched it up for this week. They're running a 3-man line. They ran almost exclusively a 2-man line last week. So a bit more chance to put of stuff in there in the backfield.
Cubis over the middle, almost intercepted. Play made there by number 10 for New South Wales. Leah Pritchard, I should say, from the Northwestern Phoenix. Makes a good play on the inside there on the Cubis pass attempt.
Yep, but also a good attempt at recovery by the Queensland receiver. Just shy of picking it up before it hit the ground.
Riley Hodgson collected a multitude of catches last week out of the slot position. Looks like she's lining up outside, though, this week. One of the changes that Coach Rob McKinnon would have looked to possibly toy around with this week. Cubis, this time it's a handoff to Moran. Moran, right foot step. Here she goes up the left-hand side. She breaks another tackle. Now turning into the outside again and takes it out of bounds. Another big run by number 6, Christy Moran.
Yeah, shedding two tackles there and getting yet another first down for Queensland. You can see here on the replay, nice little step and a juke, and, the Queensland line are doing some good blocking for them.
Will she get another carry? The 2015 Women's Division MVP.
It looks like they've gone to an empty set here. Oh, no, sorry, there's still shotgun.
Disguised in that maroon uniform. Cubis taking a screen pass to Moran. Moran cutting off her right foot, but is going to get corralled there. Good defensive coverage there from the Coyotes.
Yeah, no, it is. It's they saw it and identified that screen pretty early, started to stuff it up, reduced them down to only about a 6-yard gain.
So I don't think Queensland's going to be too disappointed as we're going back to live coverage, 6 yards, first down. I think a lot of coaches are going to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah. you want your 3-4 yards on each thing, so a 6 is a nice one. Mind you, after having about a 10 to 15 on each of the previous plays, it is a bit of a less.
Wrong. Cubis again. The driver's looking healthy. Cubis drops back. Looking to the left, going to try and throw the out to Storm Brooke, but she collects it and picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah, no.
Possibly enough, and looks like enough for a first down too.
Yep, definitely is. And, the receiver's just sitting out there completely in the open. Looks like someone either missed an assignment or just got themselves a little bit behind. So good eyes by the quarterback to see that and sling the ball right out to her.
Storm Gower, I apologise, not Storm Brooke, Storm Gower on the receptions there, the long-time Stingray. Works those crossing routes really well at club level and has continued to do so at state level too. In the shotgun, we've got two receivers either side here for Queensland. And it's going to be give to Moran. Moran testing the right side this time, using that speed, that Australian touch speed. Is it enough to get into the end zone? Not quite. Pulled down just short of the line. And Queensland will have to wait another down if they're going to try and push this for 6.
Yep, nice little bit of zone blocking there by the line. Push it out, extend it out far enough so that she then has a chance to cut back just before and pull down, about 1-2 yards shy of the touchdown line.
Yes. Moran's going to stay in to potentially finish this drive here. Cubis getting her play funneled in. Ewers, your near side wide receiver to the camera sideline. Hirsch inside her. Yeah, and the give is to Moran up the middle. Can she finish? She's going to have to do some work. New South Wales denying her for the second time.
Yeah, nice swarm there from the defence for the Coyotes. You see here on the replay, they just bust their way through the line and she's, faced with 3-4 Coyote players within seconds. So good play by them.
Absolutely. Coach I was talking to me earlier and he said that he felt they were a bit too soft in the middle and they felt they needed to improve that and challenge them to bounce it to the outside, which pretty evident by the game plan so far, but that interior defence already looking a lot more staunch.
Yeah, no, it is. See they're anchored by both number 17 and 56 for New South Wales. So Raider and I'm guessing that's the altered number for Joe Malolo.
Cubis slinging it in over the shoulder, but incomplete. Pass attended there to the number 31, Storm Gower. Bit too high though for the Stingray receiver.
Yeah, just putting it right over the top of you. See, nice position for it, and just couldn't quite pull it in.
The sun at this point around 1:45 in the afternoon here, local time in New South Wales. That sun's a bit of an awkward position for those catching on that side. 2:45, my apologies. It's a bit awkward for the receivers to see at that end zone.
Yeah, but nice bright sunny day, good conditions for a game of football.
And this New South Wales defence continues to stand strong despite the Queensland celebrations, but the referees suggest that they've been held out once more.
Yeah, no, so with this short yardage goal line game, the defence for the Coyotes is really stepping it up here. So, it's, as we see, it's anchored by, in number 56 this week, Joe Malolo from the UTS Gators. She's got, this is her second campaign here with the WAGL. Captain here at UTS and, making it hard for the O-line to get the same kind of push they've managed to do last week.
Just like Queensland actually had to deal with, as we're seeing some a timeout, I'm assuming here. A couple of number changes the ladies have had to deal with due to the number issues that the referees have to deal with on the IFAF laws with the number eligibility. So it probably suggests that Joe Malolo will be playing some O-line as well.
Yeah. No, in Joe's case, I think it was she played quite hard last week, and her jersey's no longer in one piece.
Oh, that probably makes a lot more sense, given 77 would be an eligible lineman number. So just shows the work ethic of Miss Malolo there. As we see fourth and looks about a yard, possibly less.
Yeah, it looks like just one more yard to go for Queensland. So let's see, can they get the final push, or is New South Wales going to keep them out?
And here comes number 60. She's known as Wildcat, as the lone Wildcat member for the Queensland. Takiaho at fullback. I think that might suggest the game plan ahead here for Queensland. Give to Moran. She has to bounce to the outside. Has she got enough speed? I think she does. Touchdown, Queensland. The Sun Devils strike the first 6-pointer through number 6, Christy Moran.
Yeah, no, so obviously they were looking to try and power it up inside, but straight away Moran bounces it outside with all that pressure coming, and, good consistent pursuit there by a couple of the Coyotes, but just not able to keep pushing into the sideline and out, and she gets over in the corner.
Yeah, Moran's going to be happy about that. She denied herself her first touchdown last week, fumbling the ball in the open field. She was very dirty on herself for doing that, so was very careful about scoring this one here as we look at Queensland taking a 2-point conversion attempt here. The kicking game still developing for a lot of a lot of the women's teams across Australia.
Yeah, no, it's a lot harder in nine-man football to
Certainly
manage
is.
your PATs.
And Cubis pass attempt there on a slant at the left. Queensland appealing for a penalty, but the ball is, I would assume, to be deemed uncatchable. But we'll take a look here. There is a considerable contact made from New South Wales here. And we'll see if we'll keep taking a look here. There's another angle going to try and filter through.
Yeah.
Coach, you've coached in these sort of situations before. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think a bit lucky there on the Coyotes to not end up with a bit of a penalty there. Guess it might be considered by the officials to just be just uncatchable.
Yeah, you look at that.
Unless,
Unless she's got a 70-inch vertical, I think that's probably a safe call there, or a safe no call, I should say.
Yep. But to go with what you were saying about not going for the PATs via a kick, in nine-man, that reduced line, a lot easier to get in and get someone in to block that or cause a problem and be able to return it. So quite often in nine-man you see them go for that 2 points.
For sure. And it's very difficult to find a kicker who can get that elevation that much quicker in the nine-man game when there is a whole extra couple of feet that is no longer a distance for the opposition. So.
No.
But that 2-point version is unsuccessful. The score remains 6-0. Queensland again strike first blood. Marissa Hayes this time line driving it down into the hands it goes of number 22. She's looking for some space up the left-hand side and she'll get tackled there. That was Bayana Mali making the tackle there.
Yeah.
Making the return there.
Yeah, so Marley, second Coyotes campaign, 3-year player with the Northwestern Phoenix. She's quite a handful for anyone here, so not a surprise to see Coach Harwood put her back as a returner. Little bit of distance, so it's not too bad a starting position here for the Coyotes. Let's see what they can do with it.
That's it. And again, some new stuff here. The 2-back under centre set here by Coach Harwood. And they're going to give to the second back leading, but again, that athletic front 5 from Queensland shutting that play down early.
Yeah, no, the Queensland were all over that one. It's switch here. They've got a tight end in and a 2-back pro set. So obviously, attempting to try something different than the spread they ran almost exclusively out of last week. First play down and a bit of a loss, about a six-yard loss here.
Yeah, number 52. Ione getting in there. Spoke about her family Gridiron background last week. I was just seeing another player and CJ Sims coming over the top, doing what CJ Sims does.
Yeah, that's just absolutely monstered her way through there and a bit of a, and handoff to running back there, but not able to get anything out of it.
Yeah, both Sims in consecutive days have been making plays. Her sister in the Gillaroos last night, going down to New Zealand, unfortunately, in the rugby league, and a pass completed there, but from minimal yards. New South Wales getting closer to a punting situation here.
Yeah, looks like it's going to have to be a kick away for their first possession. Pearson got herself some good time into the thing, but the pass was a bit short, and Red was just not able to haul that ball in and make any yardage out of it.
An incredible athlete. If she can find some space, it could certainly a lot of fun to watch her truck over attempted defenders.
Yeah, she's a really good runner. Just unfortunately not had the chance to do that so far. So here we go, nice punt formation with Marley in the backfield.
Kesha Trias Mono back for Sun Devils. A double of punt return touchdowns, potentially up to 4 had they two not been disallowed. She's going to get an opportunity to catch this. She'll take it herself. She reverses her run, heading up the right-hand side now. She's got blockers in front of her. Can she cut back? She'll choose to use her speed. Her speed might be enough. Oh, wow. How she didn't go out the sideline there is beyond me. She cuts between 2 defenders and scores another touchdown. She is money in the bank on the punt return.
Yeah, this is... you try and kick away from her, manage to get a high kick, and yet she still managed to pick the ball up and crosses across the field, and then that hard plant just before the sideline. There was inches there, and she plants herself and cuts through a small space between those chasing defenders.
And she is slowly becoming the women's division equivalent of Devon Hester with her ability to return kicks. It's truly odds on when that ball goes into the air to her on 4th down.
Yeah, no. So see if this is the first of many for today.
2-point conversion here. Cuba's still in the backfield. Moran partnering it to the left. The give is to Moran up the right-hand side. She's going to try and cut it up and bounces it out once more and adds 2 points there to Moran. So a touchdown and 2 points is currently on Moran's stat sheet. And Queensland now with a 14-point lead over the Coyotes.
Yeah, no, good work by her. Nice patience in looking, stretching that play out, looking for the cutback lane, not trying to take it up too early. And yeah, ends up adding another 2 points onto the score.
Back to Trias Mono there. It's almost comedic watching her run. She never really ever hits full speed. She's so patient with her run, always looking for the best block. Yeah,
no, it is. You see her, she almost jogging in a few places, and then that quick little burst for a second to get her space through, and then she's back down to what looks like a sedate pace. It'd be interesting to see if she actually was to ever try and hit that at full speed.
Well, rumor is she is faster than Christy Moran over 40 yards. So I would like to see her turn it on, but until she has to, she'll happily cruise in third gear, I say. All right. Raven teammate Hayes back to kick this off. Molly deep for the Coyotes. Another line drive from Hayes. This one won't go to Molly, go to the number 13, I believe. That's Margot Tui, wide receiver, who will get stopped at about the 30-yard line there. New South Wales back on offense to try and dig into this lead.
Yeah, so, a bit of a mishandling of the football there. So Tui had to try and make up some ground with the defenders being a lot closer than she wanted to. Still got a decent starting position, but let's see if this second series is a lot better than their first one, and they can get a bit more ground out of it.
Harwood said he wanted to do a lot more to try and get away from the teeth of that Queensland defence, utilising different ways to get to the outside. He believes he's got the athletes to do damage outside. It's just a matter of getting them there.
Yeah, no, there are definitely some fast runners and running backs and receivers here from the Coyotes team. It's just being able to use it. You can see here using a bit of a motion play, seeing if that'll do some distance. Oh.
Pass attempted there. Number 9, Renee Hahn. Incomplete. That's her second look for the day through the air. Obvious part of the game plan, it seems.
Yeah, no, so obviously bring the outside receiver in motion, try and create a bit more space out there, and the ball was just brushed off Hahn's fingertips. If she'd have hold that one in, probably would have made a good couple of yards out of it.
Second and looks like 11 upcoming here for the Coyotes. Multiple backs in the backfield. Give to the up, back in. Hahn, but she's going to get met at the line. Possibly falls over to get it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just, looks like she's coming across the face of the play and cuts down through that open hole, but just defenders waiting for her.
And apparently there's a potential fumble going on, but the defense is still out there, so I don't think they're going to argue that too much.
No, yeah, I think as she hit the ground that, a couple of Queensland players trying to strip the ball out and claiming they've got the football, but she looked to be down by contact.
And up the middle again, and makes a few more yards, and a bit of excitement from the Coyotes sideline.
Yes, that was number 43, Taina Clark from UTS, given the ball there. Very solid runner, mainly plays defence, does take a couple of snaps every now and then on as a running back. She is a rugby player. As you can see, coming through the hole there, a bit of a fumble, but she was able to grab the ball in one smooth motion and at least keep it in possession there to give the Coyotes a chance to at least punt away and get some better field position. One would be thinking that your aiming point is anywhere but in the midfield at around about the 40-yard line.
At this point, you're probably willing to just chip it 10 yards away, get it out of bounds. So, but it's a fake. A fake play, and it will be caught from the Coyotes. Is it enough for a first down? It's going to be close.
Ooh. Yeah, sitting right there on the 35-yard line. Are they marking it? No.
She fell short, but hey, look, it's not a kick return touchdown, so hey, we'll mark that as an improvement.
Yeah, no, that's definitely improvement on the last one. And, obviously Coach Harwood pulling a few tricks out of the bag to make a bit of a difference, see if he can get something there, and nicely executed. Just unfortunately fell, all of a yard short.
Hey, listen, if that ball's just a little bit more in front of her, she's in stride and she's probably racing number 33 to score a touchdown of her own there. So I love the attitude there from the coaching staff and the decision to make there. And that was just half a yard short of the right decision. So Queensland here taking possession in Coyote territory. Cubis still in. Pass on the inside there, intended for Storm Gower. A little overthrown there, falls incomplete, 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Yeah, so you can see that, nice little, it looks like a slant or a drag route across there from her, and, looks like Storm might have even just hesitated a sec, thought the ball was coming a little bit closer and had to then pick up in the next couple of steps and just out of her grasp.
Cubis is a very inexperienced QB. She had a good rookie season last year for the Sunshine Spartans. A tall quarterback and has a long-armed quarterback. I think as she progresses and learns to get that a little more velocity on her throws, especially on those shorter intermediate routes, she'll be a star in years to come. Yeah,
it definitely takes a year or two for quarterbacks to get into really good sync with it.
Here she goes again. This time adding a bit more zip into it, and there she goes, completing a pass to her outside receiver. And I believe that's number 2, Tara Cassidy, or maybe even number 3, Beck Hirsch.
No, number 12 it
number
is.
12, I saw it too there.
Riley Hodgson. Nice route running by Hodgson there, coming across, lands it directly in the breadbasket and goes and gets them another first down.
And that won't be Hodgson's first catch of the day. She's definitely good for a good handful of catches each game. And this will be a run play. Moran cuts it immediately up the middle, dragging defenders now, and takes a good lick there from the big fan of Troy Polamalu there in number 43. We talked about her earlier.
Yep, and now she gets the chance to show what she loves doing, and that's making anyone who decides to come through the middle pay for it. So, didn't quite catch the number there, but one of the New South Wales Coyotes managing to just grab onto the back of her jersey there to slow Moran down and stand her up for Clark to come in for a nice big hit.
She laid a good one in Queensland last week on the sideline. It definitely got the crowd going no matter which side you were on. Cubis. Moran's on a swing route. She's going to see what she can do at the left-hand side, cuts it up, but New South Wales close it down before it gets too crazy. I think they've also kept her from getting a first down, but Moran picks up about 3 on the reception there.
Yep, nice little attempt at a swing pass out there. Moran's able to just step out of the grasp of Clark's fingers, but there was both Joel Malolo and Eve Litcher ready for him.
Looking at some of the crowd members here. There's still a strong crowd here for this women's game. Fantastic to see some of the people coming out here in Hurstville, checking out the WAGL, as we're going to see the referees stop the game here, and it looks like that's the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a jog up to the other side here. So end of the first quarter, the score is Queensland currently leading New South Wales 14-0. Touchdowns to Moran around this at 6:08, and a punt return touchdown by Kesha Trias Mono a little later in the game as well, making up this 14-point lead with a 2-point conversion to Moran as well.
Yep, so not a bad first quarter from Queensland, but you also got to give it to the Coyotes. They've held them only to 14 points, so it's a lot better than than they finished last week. And
100%, yeah. I think that's a significant improvement. It's where they are, and all they need to do is get that offense clicking. If they can get that one play, Coach Harwood said that they did a pretty good job of moving the ball. They just stalled a lot in the red zone, and that's what they want to improve on this week.
Yeah, no, definitely. You're saying about it's odd. Both teams have got first-year quarterbacks in. So Jodie Pearson, again, a first-year quarterback. In fact, not even a full year. She took over halfway through after injuries to 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think it was it's only a 6th or 7th game at the quarterback position. So
yeah,
it's definitely a learning curve for her as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but she's improving every bit, and you can see she's getting her passes a little bit better, and so she gets that nice little bit extra touch on them, and if they can help that run game out, get that little bit extra push, this should become a really interesting contest.
Jodie Pearson also comes with the excitement of having those quick legs as well if she can get to the outside. Queensland did a pretty good job of it last week, but absolutely a threat to take it around the corner and take it for a fair bit more if she can get out there.
Yeah, and especially with the other running backs, the option can become a really hard play to stuff up on them.
No doubt. Cubis here on third down. Can she convert on third? And almost threads the needle to get it to Ewers, which almost would have pulled it in for a touchdown, but it falls through the fingers, and alas, fourth down.
Yeah, no, good pass, needed right between the hands of both Licker and Marley. Was it? Sorry. Nope. To try and get that pass in, but, chance for both a reception on both sides of the football then.
Well, to continue this theme of young quarterbacks, I've got to say, she's obviously still got plenty to work on, but I'm loving her patience right now. She's looking through her reads, going through the progression, and that's certainly a big tick to the O-line to give her that sort of time to do that.
Yeah, no, definitely. She's getting a lot of time there.
Option play. To the left. Going to give it to Moran. Can Moran make up the yards? She's got enough for the first. And so they're going to get another set of downs to try and take this in for their third score of the day.
Yep, no, you can see here on the replay, a nice little option play out. It's probably a bit slower handoff than most coaches would like, and Moran probably would have liked a bit better chance to hit that at a more full pace. She might have actually gotten over and into the end zone there, but no, able to take it out the sideline at the 7-yard line, give them another shot at a touchdown here with 4 plays from 7.
That's it. Only looks about 7 yards out to me. Queensland here, first and goal.
Yeah, sticking with their spread that's worked so well for them. And New South Wales stuck here with what looks like a 2-3, 2-4.
Cubis. Can she go over the middle again? Floating that pass a little too high. Still working on zipping those slant routes in, but she can hit them when she does.
Yeah, it looks like the receiver was just running a little bit shallower than was expected, with a few issues with the line markings here on the ground. Maybe she thought she was running actually through the very last inches of the end zone, which was right through the middle of it. So, yeah, foul pass here on the first one, but they've still got another few downs to try and get this in.
And a big thank you to Luke Chapman, who popped in to provide manning the scoreboard and down counter. So, big thank you to Chapman, and you can direct your complaints to him if they're wrong. Moran! Oh! Touchdown! Christy Moran! Queensland get in for their third.
Yeah, looks like it. Yep, and they've given it. Nice. Just pushes her way through and then extends that arm just that little bit. Manages to hold on, get it over the end zone line just before she loses full control of the ball. Oh, look, actually, no, it looks here like the officials have marked it at the 1-yard line.
What do you make of that, Coach? It's pretty close to me.
I don't know.
Let's see if we can... Look at this fantastic replay provided by live streaming Brisbane. Looks like the old buttocks is down at the same time, but the ball is over the paint.
It does look like she is over the paint. But the officials have got a bit of a different view on it, so it's 3rd and 1 now. So
we'll pull that back. It is still 14-0. Queensland here, 3rd and goal. A yard away, it's bobbled. Now it's a toss play to Moran. She's going to have to circle back the other way. The play broke down. She's got the speed to get to the other corner, cuts it back inside. New South Wales now have corralled, and they're going to stop her again. Flags start flying in from multiple directions.
Yeah, a bit of a fumble on there on the snap, which meant that pitch play was not going to have the same speed of hitting that outside edge that they wanted. Good work by Moran to try and get out there and then cutting back across half of the field. Looks like she ran close to about 30 yards on that play for, depending upon what these flags are, about a 2-3 yard loss. Just waiting to see the hand signals here from the referees as to what they are. It's on Queensland. Looks like a tripping.
Well, interesting call. Obviously, Matt, you've had a lot of experience officiating yourself, mate.
Yeah, that was either a tripping or an illegal kicking, but from the look. But yeah, so takes them back now to the 16-yard line. So now they've got a lot more distance to get, and looks like Queensland are going to take a timeout to recoup and try and work out what to do with it.
We'll see what happens here. If it is tripping, let's see what happens here and who gets their legs out. Maybe.
No, I can't quite see.
We'll see if anyone just sticks their legs out as Moran reverses run here. Maybe it's the far
Yeah,
side
look, it
receiver
was
there.
you could see the end result of it just coming into shot there at the last second. Flags were all thrown to that spot, but weren't able to quite see what happened. You know, it's not a common thing to see in the sport. So a lot of the time it happens to be players falling over and their legs are still out there. So
Well, just judging the way that far side cornerback fell down, it could have been maybe even a block in the back. I don't know if the hand signals would reflect that, but definitely flags flying in that general area of the field. So regardless, it prevented a touchdown and also added a fair bit on there. And now we've got third and Newcastle. Before we, that's a new one there. I haven't been able to use that one yet.
yeah, no.
To try and add another 6 points here. So, however, likeliness there. This adds this turns it into. This is definitely 2 down territory, I should say. So whether they try to go half and half and make it a much more realistic 4th down for them, or whether they just try to catch him by surprise and loop it over the top here.
Yeah. This is definitely where you start to look more towards pass play, especially with the extra down you've got to attempt it. So a bit more room, a bit more chance to spread the field.
And Cubis will take that pass attempt. She's going to head for the end zone. Intercepted, New South Wales. Number 80, Yvette Leisure.
Very nicely done by her. She gets just in front of the receiver, judges that right, hauls it in, bobbles, a quick bit of bobble with the people coming in on her, but pulls it in, takes it in. A nice turnover there for New South Wales.
Yeah, the pass attempted there to Amanda Ewers, Panthers wide receiver. And it just stays in the air a bit too long, and it gives enough of an opportunity there for Leisure to make a play on the ball, and she does so by turning that into a turnover. And now New South Wales deny 6 points to Queensland and are on the run of trying to add 6 of their own. And pass play Pearson, she's going to try and head it out to Marley, but the play's busted up. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that definitely looked like a running back screenplay there, but Marley was just not in the right position for it. Don't know if she saw the player, that blitzer coming through and was looking to try and take it and thinking Pearson would run. But at least it's an incomplete. They stay where they are, not back in the end zone for a safety. So it's a good start. Let's see what they do with the second play call.
Amy Henry, not a stranger to that part of the field. Here she goes on another blitz, and she takes her down for a safety. Queensland don't get 6, but they come back with 2 via the defense.
Yeah, Henry just coming straight off the edge there, just swinging right around, unable to block her there, and, just eats Pearson for a late lunch.
Look how smooth she is. She employs that rip moves and just uses her speed to get around, and the angle is perfect. And Henry and co add 2 points on the defensive side of the stat sheet, and Queensland now leads 16-0.
Yep. So Higgins just not able to keep with the player there, and it's. After having denied them a 6 and possible 8 points, to now hand over another 2. And unfortunately now with having to give a kick, they're giving the ball right back to Queensland. So
with a dangerous returner back there to boot. So maybe not the best situation for them, but the reality is they turned a potential 6 into 2. Maybe you can think about it like that. But for those who may be watching the game for the first time here, as my play-by-play caller Murray might have mentioned earlier, you might be watching a friend, but if you get tackled in your own end zone, it's 2 points to the tackling team, in this case Queensland. And you also have to punt it back to them or kick it. You can actually choose how you want to return this ball back to the opposition. So,
yep, and so it looks like Clark's there to take a punt. It's a nice high one.
Sims over the top. Kestra's going to have to pick it up. She picks it up and around her own 40. She's going to the right-hand side. Big block by Henry. And Kestra's going to get tackled there. The Cody is appealing for a peel back block penalty.
Yeah, no.
And
look, not the kind of kit you want to see a player take, but completely legal coming back.
It was relevant to the play.
Yeah, got to have your head on a swivel there. You know that when they're crossing across the field, you're going to have people coming back and looking to take you off that pursuit lane, and nice big hit.
That's it. My coach has always said, if you're going to get down there first, make the tackle, because if you don't, someone's coming back to make the hit on you. So Henry on fire at the moment. Safety and the big block there on special teams. Cubis sending Kesha Trias Mono in motion. Now Hodgson with the screenplay. Now she's going to use the speed and agility to get to the outside and takes it to the 30-yard line. A nice little outside screen there by the Sun Devils.
Yeah, no, so obviously adding more and more plays from their playbook into this, and a nice little motion to set that screen, and good blocking by both the receiver and running back there to open up the chance for the progression now to the 25-yard line.
And my apologies, that wasn't in fact Cubis. That was the last week's starting quarterback and the more veteran of the two quarterbacks in Lauren Evans coming in to play the second quarter. So Cubis starting the first quarter. Here comes Evans to see what she can do with this offense. A fantastic game by her last week.
And we've got a bunch out here on the right-hand side, so new formation for them.
That's it. And it looks like they will go to that bunch side, but the pass falls incomplete. Intended for number 3.
There's a flag down. I think they're going to call this one as a pass interference. Bit of a push there. Have a look and see if we can see it on the replay.
It's always interesting in these rub routes. We don't quite catch it there, but those sort of bunch rubbing crossing routes, they're going to draw some contact, so it's always a bit of an awkward call for officials.
Yeah, a bit of contact, in fact, between the two Queensland receivers. It looks like they didn't quite have their routes perfect there, but yep, it looks like it's been a pass interference call. So that's an automatic first down, and yet another chance here on about the 22-yard line for them.
On the bright side, due to the nature of the pass, wasn't incredibly far. They only gave about 3 yards, but they do give them a fresh set of downs. Trias Mono in the backfield. Trips bunch to the left. They're going to go speed option to the right. Give it to Kestra. Can she recover the fumble? And New South Wales might be on this.
Ooh.
It looks like it's a New South
Yep,
Wales
and
ball.
over.
Turnover, New South Wales.
Yep, and there's Joe Malolo coming up with that football and celebrating rather nicely after doing so too.
And as magical as Kesha Trias Mono has been, she has struggled on some of these speed option plays. Just a couple of fumbles now involving her and some of these option routes. Something Moran runs a little more successfully.
Yeah, no, look, you can even just see it on the replay just before we've progressed to this point here. She lifts her head up just before the ball comes in, does the one thing you always tell anyone who's taking a pitch: make sure you have the football, then turn your head up. She was starting to look for those open holes that little bit early and lost the football.
Indeed, it's New South Wales. After the safety, they're now coming back. Slant over the middle, completed. Not for a whole lot of yards, but they get some movement on first down. Pass completed to number 13, Margot Tui.
Yeah, so it's a nice couple of yards here. And what you'll also see is that, again, Queensland coming here with that blitz off the edge as well as sending up through the middle. And then the Cardies this time are able to actually contain it, give Pearson enough time to get a pass off. So, next progression for them, and see if they can keep this on a roll. Another couple of yards on each of these few plays. As a coach, you say that if you can control the football and keep you at 3 yards, you'll keep taking first downs, and it'll also keep the ball out of Queensland's hand, which is not a bad thing at the moment either.
2nd and 8. Speed option right. Oh, fumble now, and Henry's on it. Queensland have forced a fumble of their own. Henry on the blitz.
Yeah, you just see Henry come flying through here and sits out there, and unfortunately Pearson looks like she thought Sims was coming at her, so she's handed off the football, and Sims right there to give a bit of a drubbing and force that football loose, and then quickly scramble and pick it up.
Gee, she's making a highlight reel for herself today, isn't she? And the number 21, Amy Henry.
Yeah, definitely there.
So a couple of big plays by number 21 so far, and New South Wales forced to defend again here. A 16-point lead is what they are chasing. Queensland now trying to add to that. Trias Mono still in the backfield. Evans calling the shots.
And we'll see what happens. New South Wales only got 8 on the field as well.
Evans going long and falls incomplete. Pass sails over the head of Hodgson.
Yeah, big throw there, just a little bit too much on it. But, New South Wales got very lucky there. Eight players on the field only. that gave the number advantage there to Queensland that most of the time you tend to see that taken quite heavily advantage of. They were just lucky on that wayward pass.
Absolutely. It's one of those situations in offense, you count 8, you're immediately getting to the line of scrimmage and running whatever's called.
Yep.
And Trias Mono, right-hand side, cuts it out, makes the defender miss. Can she get into the end zone? And she does. She makes amends for the fumble and adds another 6-pointer.
Yeah, nice little stretch zone play here. Yep, the blocking there from the O-line, just taking right out. She keeps following it until she outpaces them and just running around the outside of this this defense and taking that right into the end zone.
And just, you mentioned that stretch block, and look how well that offensive line moves laterally. Picks up the next level and uses Trias Mono, just uses that elusive fourth gear we talk about to get around the edge.
Yep, no.
22 points now in Queensland's favour. 2-point conversion attempt. Evans dropping back, looking for Hodgson, and Riley Hodgson adds the 2. 24-0. The score now reads Queensland over New South Wales.
Yeah, no, nice little pass there into the back corner. Looks like corner out there. Hodgson just sitting there, getting both feet in bounds before that back of the end zone and taking the extra 2. So unfortunately, after a nice turnover there from the Coyotes and potentially being able to dig themselves back out of it, that turnover has turned costly.
Certainly has. And Hodgson on that 2-point conversion, I wouldn't be surprised if her name. I'd be very surprised if her name's not on the touchdown sheet by the day's end. She's spoken of by high regard by both her teammates and her coaches. Her coaches believing she's their equivalent of a Wes Welker, has that ability to run crisp routes out of the slot and also has the ability to stretch the defense. So that time, adding 2 points there as her contribution to her team in this round 2 matchup in the WAGL between Queensland and New South Wales. Hayes, strong kickoff, landing about the 30, picked up at about the 27. It's Tui. Tui's going to try the right-hand side, and it's taken down by Sims, but that attracts a flag.
Yeah, look, big horse collar tackle there. Short bouncing. Tui, picks it up. She's got a few blockers there for her, but Queensland have just gotten through. But looks like, sorry, not a horse collar. It looks like hands to the helmet. Looks like just grabbed a bit of a fistful of the underside of her helmet there, or even the face cage, and that's going to attract a penalty. Probably another 15 yards on the end of this run.
Yep, for those watching, that are those helmets that they're wearing and the face masks that cover their face, you cannot touch them as a defender or an offender for that matter. And that can lead to some...
Yep, we just get the confirmation there with the hand signals from the referee, Mitch Taylor. So it's another 15 yards on that run, gives the Coyotes a better starting position than that return originally was going to give them.
And yes, this is probably their best field position so far today for the Coyotes. Pearson in now with number 43, the big hitting Tina Clark.
Yep, they've got Hahn there as a sort of a split fullback, and Clark even about 7 yards deep in the backfield.
And this play's going to get blown dead. See who's the culprit. No, but timeout taken by New South Wales here.
Yeah, obviously the coaching staff just didn't think they were ready. A bit late there in Clark getting there and having to, checking something with Pearson. So they obviously don't want to waste the opportunity, have any more mistakes there with a fumble or a turnover or anything. So take the time out, get them all back and settled, and get them ready for this drive to go forward.
Good time out there. The offense did look a bit jittery. Pearson was trying to spout out some instructions last minute, and Coach Harwood says, no dice. Let's talk about it. But let's take a look at that tackle again earlier on special teams now. It looks pretty clear-cut to me. The reality is you can't have your hands in that area of a ball carrier. And you can see even there her left hand grasping the helmet, maybe not in the face mask, but certainly the helmet, which is good enough to attract a 15-yard penalty any day.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's this protection. The equipment's here to protect it. Unfortunately, with that extra weight of the helmet, just a small yank on it's going to cause a lot of problems to whichever player is wearing it in their necks, so not allowed to get your hands anywhere near there, not allowed to pull on it at all. So, good pick up there by the refs.
Sims, a taller defender, needs to break down a bit more when taking on some of these smaller, shorter ball carriers. So,
yeah, no, the axiom that always applies here: the lowest player wins. And when you're 6 feet or taller and you're going against about a 5'10" ball carrier, you got to get yourself down.
And there it is now. Bit of a wider look there, and I'm not sure even what happened.
So it looked like
misdirection, and then comes back to the inside. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, so they've put Hahn out in motion to make it look like it was a stretch play, and for Pearson to then go for a sneak through the middle. But no, Queensland were all over that, prepared for it, and hold them just to about a 1 yard gain.
Look, that play worked for them on a third or maybe a fourth down, I believe, last week. It worked out well. They got the attention on Big Red out to the left, and then Pearson snuck away for a big fourth down or a third down conversion on what was a very long play. So trying to go back to it this time. Queensland this time have done their homework on it and not quite as successful. But the assignment now, 2nd and 9 for the Curdies here on home turf. The give is to Clark. Clark's got some space. Can she turn it upfield? She lowers the shoulder. She's still going. Big run there. Boy, the Troy Polamalu fan. She lays the lumber this time with ball in hand.
Yeah, so you see lining up here in an eye. Hahn gives a nice good block to seal that outside edge. Clark goes out there and no stranger and no never one to shy away from a hit. Lowers the shoulder at the defender coming across and puts a nice shot in there, but just enough momentum to put her off balance and take her out the sideline. But good run there by Clark, first down for New South Wales, and gets him inside about the 27-yard line.
And that's what Coach Brian wanted. He wanted to see what his athletes could do outside when they're matched up, and they got the formula right there. And here they go now. Fresh set of downs inside Queensland territory. They give it to Clark again, and this time she does some work up the middle.
Yep, so again, using Hahn as a blocker for her and send Clark through the middle. See, it looks like they've got maybe 3 yards off this. So it's a nice little change there.
They're getting closer and closer to that temperamental red zone that they have been competing with. Almost against themselves rather than the opposition.
Yeah, and you can't quite see it, but quarterback Pearson's just come off. She's just there to start and have a quick talk with the coaches. Obviously getting some sort of... let's look to see if they do some sort of trick play. Or I know Coach Harwood likes to start in a one formation and do a shift out to a different one. And so does the other two coaches here, both from the Raiders. So we'll see what happens here.
We spoke about this. He said he wanted to go to a few more two-back formations in this game. This time, it was Hahn in the backfield as the ball carrier, but the pitch doesn't quite hit the mark, and Hahn has to fall down and loses yards.
Yeah, no, just wayward pitch there. You can see they bring the outside receiver in motion, make it look like they're, just nice reverse pivot there from Pearson, but the toss is just that little bit short. So that unfortunately, that extra couple of blockers there on the edge to give Hahn an outside run and a bit of space to work with, unfortunately doesn't pay off for them.
Not quite. 2:27 approximately remaining in this matchup. In the first half of this round 2 matchup between Queensland and New South Wales, 26 points to 0 is the current score for those who are just tuning in. Pearson under centre this time. 2 backs in backfield between Clark and Hahn. It's going to be a give to neither. Play action. Ditch to Hahn. Hahn's going to use some work on the outside now. Here's that running. We've been waiting to look for her. That hard motoring running from her, and that gets finally put on display, and she earns herself would be very close to a first down. If not, no, she is definitely moving the chains.
Yep, no, so it's nice. Looking like that nice little handoff there to Clark to draw that defence in, and sending, nice little dump pass on a bench route, and she gets the first down for them. So very good play call there by Coach Harwood.
And I'm sure they'll come back to there. Very similar to the Coach Chucky favourite Spider 2 wide banana play there. Let's see if they come back to there at some point a little later. And we'll see there. It was a free play here. It was on the defence, and it was almost intercepted.
Yeah, motion there. So defence has come across the line. Looked like Clark was a little bit in motion, but they, a bit of confusion there. As you can see on the replay, everyone thought the play would have been called dead, allowed to go on. And yep, it's given as defensive encroachment, or offside to the defence, so it's another 5 yards for the Coyotes, and chance to take that first down and get a little bit closer. And we've got an officials timeout there, it looks like.
Injury, yeah, there's an injury somewhere. We'll see if we can get it. I think it's number
79.
Brandy Klukas, I should say, sorry, the D-line from the Sunshine Coast Spartans.
Yeah, it looks like knee. So obviously, one of the unfortunates in what goes on when you have some of these free plays, and as you saw with a couple of players standing around, if you're not quite prepared for it and other people are going hard, you'll have someone land into you. And there's a D lineman there for the Spartans. She's got 2 seasons, so she's at least up and moving on her own power. Slowly limping off the field, so hopefully it's just a bit of a twinge for her and she'll be able to come back on for this second half.
Yeah, Klukas, a big leader amongst this defensive group now. She's a bit of an undersized lineman from the sunny coast, and she understands that, and she told me that because of that, she has been working really hard on that first step, and she said it's the start of every training program she does, just trying to get that explosive first step, and so far this tournament certainly looks like there's been considerable improvement by her.
Yeah, so, all right.
2-minute warning upcoming, I'm hearing.
Yep, and just seeing they've now finally moved the down markers and to assess that penalty. So, yeah, 1st and 5 here from what looks like, the 12?
Yes, absolutely. This has been the best opportunity that the Coyotes have had almost throughout both of the last 3 halves of play, including last week. And this will be a big mental win for them if they can turn this into 6 points.
Yeah, no, it'll be a great advantage for them. See what comes out from here.
And it was almost a draw play, but was that a snap that might have been lost at the line of scrimmage even?
No, it looks like it was just always intended to be a power run through here, and it's read perfectly there. Queensland just getting in and preventing them from going anywhere through the middle.
Bit of a wildcat action there. A wild Cody, I should say. So with 1:42 remaining, New South Wales knocking on the door on their best opportunity so far in this tournament to add 6 points. Second and what looks to me about 7 yards.
Yeah, so, lost about 1 or 2 yards on that play. That's all right. That first down penalty gave them a bit more breathing room so that this wasn't too bad for them.
Pearson under centre. Hahn and Clark in the backfield. Pitch out to Clark, but she's going to get taken down by the arm from Sims, and I think that could be another face mask.
Yeah, there's definitely a flag in there. See if we can see it here on the replay. So you see Hahn going through the middle on the dive, and Clark had that, big fistful of face mask, dragging her down by it.
And look, I don't think anyone's going to...
and you guys on the live stream can't see it, but there's now been another flag thrown. It looks like this one might be on the sideline as well. Can you actually hear it a little bit up here in the commentators box? Something coming from the Queensland sideline, blowing up a little bit about what's happening here.
Our head coach Rob McKinnon, not afraid to express his opinion like most good head coaches are.
Yep, and seems to be ensuring that the referees can hear what his opinion of their call was.
A couple of guys who like to do that too, and his assistants, and Andy Miller, you can see on the screen, and Pete Farrar, the defensive coaches, I should say, for the Queensland Sun Devils.
Yep, so we're just waiting to see what the final call is here from the officials. All right, here comes referee Taylor. So, yep, they've called a face mask penalty against Queensland, and then a dead ball foul for an unsportsmanlike conduct. And unfortunately, we can't hear from here, but I have little doubt that would be against the sideline. So that's 2 pretty hefty penalties. Normally that'd add up to a good 30-yard advantage, but being here inside that 30-yard line, it's see what they're doing. It's either going to be half distance for each of them, or they're going to spot it at the 3.
And just when we thought that opportunity couldn't get any closer for them, without really progressing the ball themselves, they've got themselves inside the 5.
Yep, so
Penalties have been a big story on this drive, and it now presents them with the best opportunity to score yet. Can New South Wales do it? Not this play, they cannot. But they have at least 3 other plays they will attempt on.
Yeah, so you can see here, so they've switched. Clark's taking the fullback spot. So there she is, gets a nice couple of blocks, and Hahn just falling ever so short. And we have another player down here for Queensland.
Queensland playing down. We'll see if we can make out who that is.
And it looks like they just got trapped on the bottom of the pile there, of all the defenders trying to take Hahn down.
We're going to see on replay, see if we can make it out here. And obviously some physical running happening here by Red. You see Ione there, and maybe it was number 38 there who gets trapped underneath. He gets a bit of a bounce in the helmet.
Yeah, can't quite see, is it? Let's see if we can see the number there. Is it?
Oh, you see number 21, Amy Henry.
Yeah.
She gets a bit of a rump there, hitting her as she goes down, and that's a bit of flexion in the neck. That's painful just to watch.
Yeah.
So,
as one of her teammates came down on her.
And it's not Henry, because Henry's now walking away. So, that was Henry.
Yeah, it was Henry. She's at least up and walking out there on her own. And you're right. It looks like from the way she's walking with no limp or anything like that, and the way she's holding the back of her neck, it does look like she'd a bit of a stress there on it. Yeah,
fingers crossed that it's just a stinger there for her. But the Queensland coaches rightfully taking full precaution and taking her out of this game.
Yep, and now let's see if New South Wales can capitalise on her being off the field to push this one through.
Pearson, will they just sneak it? No, they're going to want to go through the air, and it falls incomplete, bringing up 3rd and goal.
Just overthrew that, making it nice little play fake here, having the 2 running backs come through as if it's going to be another quick push, and Pearson takes 1 step back and throws on that slant. But unfortunately, doesn't give enough of a lead there to receive her, and goes behind her. So this is 3rd down and 1 yard from the look of it, 2 yards?
Yeah, at the absolute most. Interesting to see what they do as it starts to become, more and more as it gets closer and later in this down count. You do not want to give up this opportunity to score, especially because I don't believe that New South Wales are a favoured field goal kicking team. And Pearson will just sneak it in. Can she get it in?
Oh,
I haven't seen a single no. She's short as well. And the wait will continue for the Coyotes.
Yeah, once again, switching up Clark and Hahn in the backfield, and you see the 2 of them going different directions to see if they can pull that defence, get them sort of chasing after one or the other while Pearson goes through. But no, barely short there, and Coach Harwood taking what looks to be his final timeout for the half.
Probably a good time to take it. 4th down upcoming, I believe. They haven't changed the down counter.
Yeah, but 4th down, see if they can get enough push from this this O-line of, one of the, as we talk about the veteran here, or one of the elder players here, Julie Wilson there at centre with Selena Tokabobo and Atiliate Takawena from the Raiders on the other side for us. So it's going to come down to these 3 players here in the line. If they can get a good push that defensive line of the Sun Devils back just enough to let these running backs or even quarterback Pearson through.
That's it. Well, you want to usually want to get the ball to your key players, and in this case, you probably want to get your ball behind one of your key players.
And those of you on the live stream are just sitting here seeing Luke Chapman managing the scoreboard.
Under 19s, junior outback head coach as the Coyotes here. Can they get it through? I think they have. Touchdown, New South Wales. They finally break the goose egg.
We'll see if we can get back to that. I think we might have the cameras have just missed that one, but New South Wales lining up there with a pro set, so having both running backs in behind the guards to try and give a bit of a misdirection as to what they're going to do, and Pearson just runs that right through the middle.
And I apologise, the cameras were just distracted by the ravishing looks of Luke Chapman during the Coyotes' first touchdown in this WAGL competition. So, for those who are watching it live, they certainly loved it. Apologies for those watching on live stream, but it was a very gutsy touchdown.
Yep, so first points for Coyotes here go to quarterback Pearson.
Pearson on the sneak.
And now let's see what they do. It's... what's happening here? We've had another flag come from the middle of the field there, thrown by the umpire. And delay of game?
Delay of game, or
not quite sure.
Legal substitution? Do they break the huddle with too many players?
Could be a possibility. But yeah, so that's going to take them from the 3-yard line back to the 8.
Which is disappointing, because if they can get 8 points here and effectively turn this close to a 3-score game.
Yeah, so it makes it harder for them.
Half, yeah.
Then again, they did have quite a few attempts. No, so they're going not going for the 2, they're going for the 1.
Well, here we go. The kicker is number 22, Brianna Marley. And looks like it was blocked, or the snap was not quite there.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a problem here on the snap, just not quite getting the ball down in the right time frame. So Marley looks like she took a half pause in that first step of hers, and it put her whole timing off. And yeah, just hit the top of that football and sent it straight along the ground.
Would have been very impressive if she could have kicked a PAT with the sole of her foot.
Yep, not the easiest thing in the world to do. But yeah, that looping snap there from Senna Wilson, unfortunately, just didn't give them do them any favours on that.
But alas, still time to celebrate for New South Wales, adding their first 6-pointer on the board. New South Wales earlier today, the men's competition, they also got on the board. It took them a while to get on the board eventually.
But
they did towards that back end of the game.
Yeah, no, and it was looking like the Sharks were going to have another shutout against New South Wales, and then 2 very late touchdowns able to bring it back for them.
And Clark, she sends this one deep. On the 1-hop, 2-hop, Kestra Trias-Mona picks it up. She's going to see if she can find a seam. She'll go up the right. Now she beats another tackler. Now she's in open space. Literally no one within 10 yards around her. She's at the 20, closing in on the 10. Touchdown, Kestra Trias-Mona, the special teams wizard. Are there any flags?
I can't see any flags.
Laundry, but we do see a New South Wales player down.
Yeah. One would, any New South Wales fans, they would have been hoping that little bobble and might have given the defenders enough time to get there, but no, looks like good blocking there on the special teams for Queensland opens a hole and sends Trias-Mona down there with no one around her.
This time we'll take a look. We'll see if we can spot the injury here. Now, obviously, it's a little earlier in the play. We'll see if we can catch it just on the far side sideline.
And see if it comes into play here on the left-hand side of screen.
Couple of blocks going on there.
Yeah, so blockers coming across. We've already got a couple of players down there. It looks so it's Wilson, I think, from the number getting up, but it's that we saw there on replay, so it's not her. As we just wait and see, there's quite a few people around.
Yeah, so didn't quite catch it there.
Okay.
A lot of attention here.
Yeah, and there's the team manager for Coyotes, Brooke Wilson, on the phone. So this could be something serious.
It's never a good sign when you see management on the phone.
No. So that tends to be they're calling an ambulance, which usually means we can at least see a hand moving down there, just to the left of the team trainer. But they do look to be holding. Yeah. So they're either worried about the neck there, or something like a shoulder or an arm.
Can't quite make it. Is that number 1, Stacey Spear, on the ground?
It's hard to tell. It could be. You can definitely see a 1 and a Raiders helmet there, so it's either her or potentially Hayley Taloga Smith. Nope, I can see Taloga Smith there on the sideline, so it does look like it's going to be Spear.
So, yeah, it definitely looks like it's some sort of concussion or neck injury, given the protocols we've seen. She's been put in a recovery position here to see.
Yeah, and supporting her there, so... never a good thing as a coach, a player, or a spectator to see something like this.
And a lot of concern being shown from both coaching staffs here.
Yeah, so you can see the medical and coaching staff from both teams out there.
No one likes to see this, no matter which side you're from, no matter what the sport is. It looks like there's going to be a considerable break here in play as we possibly wait for an ambulance, so we might just take a short break. Pictures will continue to roll, but we'll be back shortly as soon as we get some updates and action resumes. Stick with us. Could the Could the ground manager please report to the Ray Lindwall side of the field to open up the gate for the ambulance, please? I repeat, could the groundsman please get to the Ray Lindwall side of the field to open the gate for the ambulance? And just one more time, could the groundsman please get to the Ray Lindwall side to open up the gate for the ambulance? Thank you. No, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Okay, cool. All right, guys, we're back. You might have just saw the pictures there if you were sticking around, and that was Stacey Spear from New South Wales. Cody's been carried off. Do we get an update or no, Matt?
Yeah, so had a chance to talk to the New South Wales staff. So just on that kick-off there, she took a hit directly on the head and ended up with pain down the back of her neck and a tingling sensation. So they weren't going to take any risk at all with her. You know, you never want to be too careful with those kind of injuries. So that's why they got the paramedics in to take her and make sure that there's no actual damage. So she'll be taken off to the local hospital and then checked out, and hopefully everything will be fine.
That's good to hear. As you said, you can never be too cautious, and glad to hear that it's just a precaution more than an actual reaction. So a 1 point attempt there, successful by Queensland, so that adds another point to the total, and that brings it up to Queensland 33, New South Wales 6. Thoughts and prayers, however, despite the precaution, to Stacey Spear, and hope that everything is all good.
Yep.
At hospital. So we'll try to get words from that if we get any sort of updates from her at the hospital. But she's just getting into the ambulance now, so she's in New South Wales. The care of New South Wales Ambulance Service at the moment. So
yep. So yeah, it's up to New South Wales Health to look after her from here, and it's now up to the Coyotes to try and push past this and focus back on what's going on here and try and dig themselves out of the hole they're in. They've still got more than enough time to do it. There's still another minute or so till halftime comes in, and then they've got 2 more quarters after this. So one hopes that they can weather this last little bit, maybe score some points to give them that little bit extra confidence going into halftime, and then they've had a chance to regroup already and have a bit of a chat with the coaches and come out at after halftime, another chance to do that and start to take it to Queensland.
Yes, for those who might have been tuning in after that long break, Queensland currently lead 33-6 New South Wales. They managed to punch in their first touchdown via a quarterback sneak earlier to the number 2, Jody Pearson. We missed it on camera, unfortunately, but a fantastic effort by the quarterback. And onside kick here by Queensland, and flags. I think it was touched before it went to 10 there. Queensland currently hold possession of it, but my guess is a re-kick.
Yeah, so it looks like Henry came up with it, but from the position of those flags and just being able to see it here, unfortunately that need to go back a little bit if we get another replay. It looks like Queensland got a touch on it before it went that 10 yards that it needs to go. So now New South Wales have got a couple of options. It's a re-kick or a couple of penalty options from there. We'll see what the end result ends up being.
What's your general favour in these sort of situations, Matt? Do you like to take up to the re-kick? I guess it depends on personnel, or do you like to take the
it's going to depend on sometimes on personnel, sometimes on time, sometimes on the yardage. It's if they get the ball back here somewhere around the Queensland 30-yard, anywhere between the Queensland 30 and 40-yard line, which is easily what it'll end up being. You may as well take that. They'll only push them back 5 yards on a re-kick, and as a staunch New South Welshman, I still have to say that the Coyotes' return hasn't exactly been brilliant. So I'd take whatever yardage you can. But no, it looks like that the end result is that they're going to take them back 5 yards and re-kick this football. So let's see. I don't think Queensland would be game enough to do a second onside kick, but I wouldn't put anything past them.
Yeah, surmised nicely there. Coach Harwood backing his 2 returners to do something special here. They had the opportunity to take it closer to halfway, but instead they're going to try and make something happen on the return game. Hayes, who just kicked an extra point, boots it off, and it's going to go to the hands into number 10 up the right-hand side. She cuts it back to the left now. Got the left picking up a block. Castro Trias-Mono, who's usually doing work on the return game, this time covering kicks. That's Leah Pritchard on the return there.
Yeah, so she makes good headway there, and after seeing a couple of Queensland players, tries to bounce back outside, but Trias-Mono is out there waiting for her. It's right now the one thing the coach has got to do is make sure that they don't let the need for yardage get to their heads. That sometimes, even if you see that number of players in front of you, still put your head down, take the extra 2 or 3 guaranteed yards than trying to swing that back around and potentially being taken backwards, or even worse, you have someone flying through that you don't see and stripping that football, which is a big concern for the Coyotes, unfortunately, with the way they've played both last week and this week.
Well, yes, we saw Amy Henry come flying in to support the tackle from the initial contact from Trias Mono, and she's certainly someone who can create that sort of turnover. Also good to see her back in the field, obviously taken off the field earlier due to a potential neck injury, and now she's contributing in a 3-man tackle beyond the line of scrimmage. Big play with the Queensland defence there. The run from Clark not resulting in positive yards.
Yep, so the Coyotes are going back to keeping with that 2-back set, whether it be out of an I or a pro type form, and sending down through. But Queensland have started to get the measure of it. And unfortunately, Tainer was met a couple of yards in the backfield by a wall of red. So let's see what they're lining up again in that I, but let's see if they're going to continue on this or if that's lead up to something else.
All right, and up the middle, they went for the QB sneak again, and it's not coming up the goods. And that front 5, and particularly the D lineman, standing up the offensive lineman there, Matt.
Yeah, so you can see, just trying to see who that is.
Aroa Tulloch.
Yeah, Aroa Tulloch, sitting there in the A gap, and unfortunately, it's exactly where Pearson chose to run, and just stuffed that immediately. And that looks like it's the half, sorry.
The half there, so that's halftime there. And so the score currently Queensland 33-6. They continue their stranglehold on the competition so far, and if they can continue another half like that, they'll be taking home a state championship here in New South Wales. But we're going to take another break here. I've been Kenny Andres here in Hurstville Oval in New South Wales, joined in colour with Matt Long. We'll be back after the halftime break, so join us back in about 10 minutes. that's just not.
And I said,
Yep.
guys, it's going to be finished by 5 o'clock.
Oh, and alrighty, guys. We are back here for the second half. For those who might have been tuning in to the live stream, and as you might have overheard on my microphone there, we will be running 8-minute quarters here for the second half due to the extended ambulance break and also the margin that is at hand. So, 8-minute quarters from the usual 10 here from ladies. So the second half will run a little bit quicker than the first. So, Queensland currently in a dominant lead here, 33 points to New South Wales 6. I'm Kenny Andres, joined by Matt Long in colour commentary. Let's get this second half underway. Hayes to kick it off. And it's going to go to Clark. Tui's in front of her. She's going to bust it up the middle. She's turned on the accelerator. She's broken a tackle. She's broken a second one, and we'll get corralled there around midfield.
Yep, so obviously a little bit of change there. They've put Clark down as returner, and Queensland kicked her, and you see there putting on her speed and the step that she's got from playing international level rugby league for women, and then stepping right into that last tackle and making an extra couple of yards even with someone hanging off her.
They're certainly getting the value out of Clark today, offensive, defensive, as well as in the return game, but just getting word that 25 New South Wales has come limping. Queensland has limping off with an injury, as you can see on the screens there.
Yeah, it looks like it just might have been a twist of an ankle or something. She's up and moving on her own power and getting out there, but just with a slight limp. So
Carolina Leo, the addition for this game two addition, I say, for Queensland, the D-line linebacker special teamer for Queensland, hailing from the then-known Kenmore Panthers. And we're going to see a timeout here.
Yep, we've got a timeout here from New South Wales, and I don't know if this was a one they've taken by choice or one they're forced to by some sort of either equipment or personnel issue. So it's not often that you see a coach want to take a timeout before the first play after a half. So, but obviously, if they've been forced to take it, Coach Har was going to take a chance to deliver a little bit of a message, and by his gestures, he's obviously delivering a very particular message to those girls to hopefully start this second half off a lot better than their first was. And that run from Taino was definitely a step in the right direction.
The big nose tackle there for Queensland, number 52. I was speaking to Matt about her during the break and her family's history in the game. That number 52 was a very important number to their family. Her mother, in the previous tournament, played the same position as Aroha, and she wore the number 52, and also her father, Rob Tulloch. He wore the number 52 in a very similar position for the men's Queensland state team years ago, and also wore it for Australia. So number 52 in this Queensland position, that D-line position, running through the Tulloch veins.
Yeah, it's definitely something new to the sport. With the addition of the women's competitions, is that there's there've always been stories of the sons and fathers playing together, but now we've got mothers and daughters and husbands and wives and siblings. So it's a great addition to this sport.
All right, toss play out to the right. It's been fumbled by Red, and she's managed to impressively bring it in, but at the cost of about 5 yards.
And that's definitely not the start they wanted to. They look like they had the numbers out there. Tight end, fullback out there. Definitely had the chance to make some good yardage off that, but the toss out there from Pearson ends up sitting about a foot or so in front of Red, and she just can't pull that in. But thankfully, at least she was able to pick it back up and wasn't a turnover.
That's it. So it's actually lost a bit more than that. It looks like it's going to be a second, well, definitely double sticks, almost about second and 18. So inside give to Red Hahn, and she's going to motor. Up the right-hand sideline she goes, and a nice run by Red there.
Yeah, and that's what she needs. That when you've got a mistake like that, the best thing to do is to shake it off and make a good play afterwards. And she definitely does with that. You know, a nice run there to the outside and continues on the sideline. You know, I'm surprised. Normally, you'd actually see her try and take that little half step and go try and make a few extra yards up the sideline. But obviously, with concerns over injuries that have already occurred both last week and this week, she takes the safe option, takes it out. She was never going to get to the first down, so you know, get out the sideline, get a chance for everything to regroup, and you know, third down, about a good 6 yards here. Yeah, this is a position that hopefully New South Wales can capitalise on.
As you said, didn't get the first down, but she certainly got a good chunk of that yardage back. Third and moving the chains now, so I'll withhold my guesstimation.
Looks like our change crew decided to move a little bit from when they should have.
Which makes that run all that more impressive, because now we've got 3rd and 2 upcoming. Maybe even probably closer to the 3rd and 1. So New South Wales with a good opportunity to keep this drive alive. The red-eye backfield, as I've now named it. In the backfield, she's going to quickly pitch it off to Clark, and the 240 numbers collide between Sims and Clark, and this one is a battle that Sims wins.
Yeah, so they're looking to get just at that outside edge to get that extra yard, but no, Sims has read that. She's sitting out there, you know. Yeah, she read that one perfectly. In fact, actually had to push out her blitzing linebacker to get around the edge there, but wasn't going to let anyone else have a chance at Clark. You know, she wanted to take a piece of her on, and so it's now about 4th and 5, and New South Wales are coming back out for a play. They're not going to punt this away, so you know, Coach Harwood's going to take a gamble, and let's see if it can pay off for him.
No point in that. Sims certainly likes to play at her own speed, and this time that speed is blitz speed. And in a nicely drawn-up play, Hahn is open in the flat. She's broken free. No flag. She's going to go in for a touchdown. Touchdown, New South Wales. Hahn up the right-hand sideline after a nice little dump play there. A fantastically drawn-up play by Coach Harwood.
Yeah, that's just well done. They've been sitting here and relying a lot on the run by both Hahn and Clark as fullback or running back, handing off to either of them, and so they then play off on this run that you know, we have seen this play before today. You know, sending Tainer through as if it's a handoff while Hahn goes in the other direction, and this time that little bench route, she's sitting out in the open. Pearson gets the right touch on it, hands it off, and Hahn sheds a couple of defenders and makes it down for a good 40-yard touchdown, and starts to peg this lead back a little bit.
And guess what play that looked like? Spider 2, why banana?
Oh, not another one of you.
So I know the drawers, I'm not quite there, but I'll certainly credit it to the housing of the fantastic play made famous by many pro-style quarterbacks now. So they're going to take a time in here, and they're going to see what they're going to draw up here for what would likely be a 2-point conversion attempt. Trailing 33-12 at the moment. The 2 points will just help decrease that gap a little bit more.
Yeah, right here is, you know, normally you'd want to just take the one and peg that lead back a little bit, but, you know, with a deficit this big and 9-man football, you might be looking for a little bit better chance. That said, both Pearson and Clark are sitting off the sideline, as is Hahn. So it actually does look like they'll go for a kick. Now you just got to wonder did the coaching staff take this chance just to tighten a couple of things up on the line to prevent them from being busted through, or are we going to see something interesting here? Because it is Marley in the backfield, and she's already on a punt, thrown a pass, so could we see them actually still go for the 2-point, but go for it in a slightly different fashion?
And what's interesting here, no holder. They're going to go for the drop goal
punt
attempt. Haven't seen this since Doug Flutie and the Patriots. She's going to take the attempt and looked about as good as one of mine. So a failed PAT attempt there. Let's take a look there, Coach.
Yeah, so, you know, she's back the right distance to be able to do that. She gets there. Unfortunately, another wayward snap. And, while a drop kick isn't exactly something hard for most Australians, that any of you who are watching at home or watching in the stands that haven't had experience with the gridiron style football, they're actually a little bit more pointy, which means you've got to be very, very accurate with your drop. Or it'll bounce in a very different fashion to it. And I also have to say it's a bit of an interesting choice because this grass field here at Hurstville is actually a nice soft one, which is great for playing on. Not what you would expect when you've got to do a drop punt because, again, you can't force it, you can't put any pressure on this ball downwards, otherwise it will end up anywhere, and that's probably going to end up with a 2-point conversion for the other team. So, interesting, but at least it shows that New South Wales are willing to take some risks.
Yeah, just take a look as Clark. Well, you would have seen on your screen there, Clark lining up the ball and that sort of pointy-ended thing, and that definitely puts more emphasis on your lay as you're dropping that ball there for the drop punt attempt. But this one will be a kick in a more conventional fashion. The kickoff is a nice long one there by Clark, and it's going to take it on a 2-hop. Kester Trias Mono, we know what she can do. Can she do it again? Reversing her run now, turning up the left-hand sideline, cutting back. She's got room. Flags have flown. The play's continuing up the left-hand side. She stiff arms another defender, picks up a block there, and she's into the open field. Touchdown with flags attached.
Yeah, this one's going to come back. There's no doubt about that. So, Clark puts a decent kick in. It actually drops into the space between Sims and Tiamona. But then as she's making her way downfield, big block in the back. I want to see if it comes up here on the replay. No, it's a little bit before that. So you can't see it from this end zone view, but clear as day. Block in the back, so this will come back and give them a start, probably around about the 35-yard line. I
must sound like a broken record. I'm saying this, but just look at the way she runs. She's like a little pocket rocket.
There you go, just in the corner.
She can just weave her way through blocks like it's a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, no, look, you can't say anything bad about her skill. She's got that speed. She's able to turn on a dime. So it's the contained team here for New South Wales needs to do a lot better to manage. And they got lucky here. That block in the back gifted them a save on that touchdown, and has ended up the Queensland are now probably starting around about 31-32 yard line, but could have been a lot worse for them.
Yeah. White hat Mitch Taylor confirming that block in the back, but look, if you're Coach Stone, you're probably getting pretty excited with some of the prospects you're seeing in this AGL competition for your future Outback women's team there. So, and Storm Gower in motion. It's a fake. No, Gower does take the end around. She's up the right-hand side now, following a block from Ewers. She's still going up the sideline and taken out with a heavy hit there by number 7, Tiani Waititi, and she's also down injured.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a slow handoff there, and Storm didn't seem to get at a sort of a quick pace there, and Tiani's just come through and shown again the kind of rugby background a lot of these girls have got. And the thing to know about Tiani is she actually is a player from the ACT, playing here in the Coyotes. She did play for the ACT in the first WAGL, but then last year with no league in the ACT, she travelled every week here to Sydney for the games for the Phoenix every Saturday, and has turned up here again for the Coyotes, and showing that Canberrans are nothing to look past either. That hopefully they'll be able to get themselves back together and fielding team again very soon.
And for those who might not have noticed, Matt Long, a Canberran himself, very proud of the people hailing from his original neck of the woods. Hirsch this time in motion. Play action fake. Evans is going to have to improvise. Can she get the ball away? She will try, and she gets it into the arms of... Well, it looks like it's in the arms of Hirsch, but was it complete? And there was a big celebration there from the New South Wales sideline.
Yeah, it looked like they thought they would either, New South Wales might have taken that, but it is completion to Hirsch. But that said, it's actually a better result for New South Wales than having that as an incomplete because they've gone back about another 2 yards. So Hirsch might have actually been better off just dropping that.
But some of you can't tell a wide receiver.
No.
But also, for those still at the ground, the raffle winner will be shortly announced. I got a message of it earlier. But Moran, in this instance, is going up the right-hand corner. She's got some speed to burn. And she's going to use that speed to get in for her third touchdown of the day. Nope, she's gone out of bounds.
Yep, Moran again, it looked like potentially an option play, but handoff very, very early. Moran comes around the corner and she's left then with nothing but Pia Pritchard. But looks in trying to step around her. She's put her foot onto the sideline. But in the process, looks like we've got, that is Pritchard down on the far sideline. Looks like maybe when she came down, she just landed badly on her knee. So they're just checking that out, see if there's anything wrong with it.
So currently we've got a player down, as you were just mentioning. Leah Pritchard.
Yeah, so very, very gingerly turning her over, checking on that knee, making sure that she's okay. And you can see that, no matter what happens on the field, off the field, that, we're a pretty good community here. As you can see, given this occurred on the Queensland sideline, the Queensland medical staff are there, as are the New South Wales staff, so making sure that Pia's okay and that she is able to sort of get back up and get off the field over to the New South Wales sideline when she can.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate story for much of New South Wales over the last 2 games. Plenty of injuries, but Brian Harwood did suggest to me before the game that a lot of the injuries suffered last week weren't permanent. So they're all minor injuries, but unfortunately it seems today this could be the second of what's already a disappointing toll, with Spear obviously taken in the ambulance a bit earlier in the game.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's a bit of a deja vu for all the New South Wales players that, as the women now are starting to get a lot more into the game and a lot tougher and a lot stronger with it, you do start to see a few more injuries, and quite a few teams last year were quite plagued by injuries. I know that for the UTS women's team, they went through 3 quarterbacks and unfortunately 5 knees over the course of the thing. In fact, even their grand final against the Raiders, before half time, there were another 2 or 3 players out for the game. But it shows that these girls aren't here to play patty cake. They're here to take this on, to play this game as it's meant to be played. As knows probably happens at other clubs, they want to take on the men at training every time and prove their worth. So, it shows that for anyone who thinks that this is a sport for people who don't like contact because of the amount of pads, feel free to come down to any club in your state and your capital cities, and I'm pretty sure everyone's going to happily show you the error of your thinking.
As I'm
my
laying the lumber and my equipment here in the commentary booth. But yeah, you're not wrong, and she's a tough one, so she's getting taken to the sideline under the assistance of some of the New South Wales management.
Yeah, so Brooke Medson, the team manager there, and Tommy Larkin, one of the assistant coaches, helping her off, and from the expressions on their face, it doesn't look too bad, and looks like Pia might have also cracked a joke about it as well as she's coming off. So, I'll take the time, get her off, and then New South Wales see if they can deny Queensland yet another touchdown.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring up the whole, the knee injuries, the frequent knee injuries we seem to find in our sport. And I was talking to actually Pete Farrar on my radio show back up in Queensland, who's Pete Farrar, the head coach of the Logan City Jets team in Queensland, and also the defensive coordinator here for the Sun Devils. He talks about, the different shape of women, and naturally the hips being a little wider than their knees are, and how that potentially, due to the rigors of our game, kind of isn't always the best sort of culmination.
Yeah, no, look, it's not the best thing in the world. It does lend to it, and look, that as a sport, you can see it even in a lot of other sports that knee injuries are more common because we're trying to play this game faster and harder. We expect ball cuts from everyone, so let's see if we can prevent a few more from occurring today.
Hayes in motion. Evans looking for Hodgson, loops it up, and it falls incomplete over the head of her intended receiver.
Yeah, a little bit of push and shove there between Hodgson, the intended receiver, and it looks like, what was it? Didn't catch the number there, the defensive back for New South Wales, but, thankfully the refs are able to discern what's a bit of friendly push and shove versus what's a true bit of pass interference. So... But Queensland's still giving a lot of time for their quarterback to get off those passes. And eventually one of those is going to land. Evans does have a good arm.
Evans now, the aforementioned quarterback in the backfield with Moran. Moran gets the carry. She cuts it up the middle of the field. Now she's got plenty of open pasture on the left-hand side. But the 6 meets the 9 and taken down by Red Hahn. She is about at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, so, another handoff to Moran sitting there around the outside. But, Hahn sit there waiting for her and starting to tell everyone that not only can I run, I can make a few tackles here as well. So
Yes, she can. I don't think it's a secret that she is quite the two-way athlete, Miss Renee Hahn. And the 7 and the 6 still in the backfield for Queensland. Hayes and Hodgson, the receivers on your near side. And it's another give to Moran, this time to the right-hand side. Moran cuts it up. And is she going to push her way in the end zone? She shan't.
Ooh. And you could see it. It is. They were pushing hard. The Queensland, the rest of her teammates are there helping support, trying to get her across that line. But if we're lucky enough to get the second shot, which I don't think we are, here we go. So you see as we hit the end of this run, you just get a push there and just watch the football. You'll start to see it down that line. And there's a lot of New South Wales players there, and you see they just keep
it's
her.
as close as you can.
Oh, it is. And, maybe she did just get her across, but they must have called her forward progression dead before then.
As I like to say, they're on the field, we're up here, they've got the best view of it, so they called it short.
They also don't get the chance for multiple replays.
That's correct. And a pass to Hodgson again. A bit too high for the 5'5" wide receiver.
Yep, and then, again, a name we've said a few times, a vet like her. She goes up there, contests the ball, and, I've got to admit that it could have become an interesting contest. She might have even actually picked that off if either of those receivers were any more than another foot or two taller.
Absolutely. So with 2nd and goal upcoming, they've been pretty consistent mixing it up between run and pass. A real good mixture of plays, particularly in the red zone here. Hayes in motion and early movement, perhaps.
Yeah, that's interesting. There definitely were a couple of New South Wales players sort of went forward, but they're going to call it that they're on the offense. So it takes them back another 5 yards. Get a bit more breathing room. You saw that they, slightly more unconventional play call on a first down with 1 yard to go. You'd think most coaches would call some sort of run and just power it over that 1 yard line, but taking a chance on a pass, and that motion there could have indicated it was another going to be a run play, and now they've got to get a 6 yards now instead of the 1.
Hodgson been the favoured receiver in the end zone here. Evans will have another opportunity to pass it. Aim for Marissa Hayes. No, it's the Amanda Ewers, the Panthers receiver. Did she corral it? She's taken a big lick at the end of it.
We'll see if we can see it here on the replay, but the officials are all saying it hit the ground before it went into her hands. So nice big pass over there, and unfortunately this can't see anything from this angle, but it looks like the play there. Yep, and it's Hahn is in there and is able to get in and disrupt that and prevent that from being a completion. So start another good defensive stance here from the Coyotes. They've got 2 more players to hold them out. They did this in the first half, in this exact spot actually, which unfortunately then turned out to be a safety. But, let's see. They've got 2 more players to hold them up and take that ball back.
Been doing a good job of keeping that door closed. Evans attempting to open it. She's going to try and pass again, aiming for Hodgson. Riley this time collects the touchdown.
Yep, Hodgson's just sitting out there on her own. She got past the defenders and, good eyes by Evans. Sees that, sends it in a loop over the top. Nice, easy, safe catch there in the corner for a good 2 points.
Look, it was set up pretty well. They've been going to that sort of inside route, that slant or almost that outside cross, and this time maybe she gave her a bit of a head fake, enough to get some separation on the fade route, and she rewards her quarterback with a good throw with 6 points. So Queensland extend their lead to 39 over New South Wales 12. 1 minute, or just a few ticks over, remaining in the third quarter. Evans passing in 2.2. She's going to get chased down, but she evades the pressure. Now she's scrambling, going to turn it into her own run, which culminates into a 2-point conversion.
That's good work there by Evans. She had Tana Clark, Tiani there, as well as a name we haven't said so far today, but Lavini Tupelutu, D-line player for UTS and for the Coyotes previously as well. 3 of them had Evans corralled there, and she's just managed to slip the arms of Clark and weave her way out and goes for that very corner of the end zone and managed to get the ball over and add another 2 points to the score.
Yeah, on that 2-point conversion, a lot of people have grown accustomed to Evans being that more pocket passer as she's developed into. Was I think her stat sheet read 23 touchdowns and 3 interceptions last year in GQ. But people forget that if she evades the pressure, she can do a bit of damage with her legs too. She still runs that option game. So it reminds everyone there that she can do some good work with ball in hand as well. As the score reads 41-12 in favour of Queensland. Hayes back to kick this ball off. And another onside kick attempt here by Queensland. And New South Wales will safely recover that.
Yep, so obviously whether they're using this as a chance to practice or they want to, deny New South Wales football again, they go there for that onside kick. But there's both Ashley McKenzie from the Northwestern Phoenix and Joe Malolo waiting for that football, jump on it, get the possession back for New South Wales and see what they can do. And in fact, having just said her name, you see Joe's there just running off screen, asking to go and be left back there on offense, and the coaches are saying, no, come off. She's never one afraid to get there and do her part.
Called her name a little bit earlier on the offensive line there. Selena Tokabobo didn't play game 1. She's getting her first taste of WAGL action here as it's a run to Clark on the right, but the toss play is forced back inside and kept to a short gain.
Yep, short game, but it took, four defenders to finally stop her. It's nothing, something that you can always be proud of as a coach, that you've got someone that takes that many people to stop you. You just hope it's a little bit further than 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
She's definitely a physical runner there. She's been an absolute workhorse for this Coyote team today, whether it's covering kicks, returning kicks, running the ball, tackling the ball carrier. She's been an absolute force.
Yep, and she's never one to back down. So I don't think we'll see her taking any time off at all today.
And this time the pitch is going into foot race to the ball, and it'll be won by Queensland, number 42, with a fumble recovery. Ashley Brewer, the Jets cornerback.
Yeah, we should get a very good look at it here, and you can see, Pearson comes around for the toss, and unfortunately she aims at it where Hahn was rather than where she was going to be. Sends it flying backwards, and by the time she's got a chance to recover, she's beaten in the foot race.
Yes, indeed. The Jets the inaugural winner of the first ever women's football or organised football in Queensland. They're obviously contributing a lot of their players here today, as are the Stingrays and the Ravens, who introduced a team into the comp last year and did very well in their first year, getting to the Summer Bowl in their first appearance. And that's where running back Castro Trias Mono hails from, previously playing for the Panthers.
And it's good to see that, everywhere as states are increasing their number of women's players. As we just here, Queensland have just called themselves a timeout. Obviously, they were taking a little bit of time to get the right person out. You could see a couple of them waving someone on from the sideline, and it looks like the play clock might have been running down, so Queensland took that time out to get everything back together.
Yeah, as we talk about the teams there, obviously I mentioned some of the teams there from Queensland, but it's pretty much been, the Ravens really shook things up last year by getting to the Summer Bowl, defeating the Jets in the playoffs, but it's been a back and forth championship race between the Stingrays and the Logan City Jets. Whereas New South Wales, your competition has been a little more spread out in their victors.
Yeah, no, it's been quite mixed between them. So in the first year, it was the Northwestern Phoenix
under current head coach Brian Harwood.
Under Brian Harwood, who took out that first title, and then. Second year, the UTS's women's team took out their inaugural, in fact, UTS's first championship as a club. So that was well done to head coach Tiffany Toss, who's down here on the sideline with the Coyotes staff. And then this year, while attempting to make it a back-to-back title defence, the UTS went down to the formerly Bondi, now University of New South Wales Raiders. So in the first 3 years, it's been 3 different teams, and the New South Wales, the Newcastle Cobras, in fact, have also been in the finals. So it's been a good mix, a good chance for everyone to get a chance at grand final football.
Always good to see the competition mixed up. Hayes in motion there, mixed up at the snap cap, and eventually Moran gets her hands on it, and eventually New South Wales makes Queensland pay for the poorly executed play and get her in the backfield.
Yeah, I think this is the first time Moran's been taken in the backfield today. But yeah, very, very sloppy snap there, and a bit of work for Moran to pick that back up, which gave more than enough time for the New South Wales players to shed the blocks there of that O-line and get in and make, and it happens again.
And not looking good. Improvising, throwing the ball over the middle, and almost caught there from Hodgson, and then almost tipped into her teammates as well. So ultimately, no one's the wiser. It falls incomplete, and 3rd and 10 now the assignment for the Queensland Sun Devils.
Yeah, a bit of sloppy play from Queensland compared to what they've been playing through for most of the rest of the game. And for those of you that know, if you could also see that quite a few of those passing routes ended up in the same space. So don't know whether it's just the routes that people were running or the play call, or given that the bobble snap that there did look to be some either slants or posts in there. So it could have been that this ball was supposed to be thrown off earlier, and the receivers doing as you expect, running the full routes, ended up all in the same spot in the field.
Anyways, Evans now under centre this time. Toss play to the right, Moran. She's following some blocks and meets a good tackle there, stopping it from being a first down. So New South Wales, a good defensive stand for them so far, but this will be 4th down territory, so they'll have to do it one more time.
Yeah, obviously moving under centre to try and fix this problem with the shotgun snaps, and Moran comes around, but she's met by the wall there by Tiani Watiti again, she's been going sideline to sideline. Yeah, she has, and she definitely made that one a big hit. So let's see what they can do. About 2 yards to go here.
Four wide set, aims for a favourite target. Hodgson hits the phalanges, but number 80 has something to say about that. Yvette Lusher makes contact as the ball makes contact with the hands and forces the incomplete. Yep,
so, good stance here by the Coyotes. They managed to force it to be a 4 and out. So, turns the ball over. I think the refs might have marked the ball there a little bit. Oh, okay. No, they bring it back. So it's going to sit there on the 16-yard line. So Coyotes have now got, a good 80 yards, just shy of 80 yards to get. And let's see if they can string a few more plays together, keeping with both Hahn and Clark deep in the backfield.
Good to see some life breathed into this Coyote unit, and the pass attempted possibly to, in fact, the number 13 and Tui, but number 89 gets her hands in it, onto it first. That's Bree Morgan. Probably would have been a solid completion to Tui there.
Yeah, just a little bit there. Good pick up on the blitz. Once again, a Queensland blitzer coming through, but Hahn sits there and picks that up, gives Pearson enough time for the throw. But yeah, a bit of... and as it always happens, and especially when you've got a team that doesn't play together that often, as any of these state teams are, that they don't have the same kind of gelling together that you do with months and months of training as part of a club team. Seeing the ball go that little bit behind her, Morgan's just reached her hand out to try and get it, thinking it was to her, not realising she had Tui coming in underneath, and that was who the target was.
Indeedy, and that's the end of the third quarter there. So we're going to be starting our fourth quarter of this round 2 WAGL matchup between the two states, Queensland and New South Wales. The score is currently 41 to Queensland, 12 to New South Wales. We're into our final 8 minutes of this second game of this 3-game series between these two teams. New South Wales previously just holding out or creating a 4 and out, earning themselves a chance to jump on offense once more. 2nd and 10. And it'll be another pass play intended for the aforementioned Tui. Pass falls incomplete. Coverage there, number 23 on the play for Queensland. That's Anya Tate, or Tater, as she's known at as practice.
Yeah, so we can see here again on replay, Pearson gets back there, drops actually quite a nice football from her, and it looks like there might have been a Queensland hand in there. I was about to say that Tui drops a cold, but no, it actually looks like a Queensland hand might have snuck just in at the last second and batted that out.
And another play there, and it's up the middle it goes, I think.
Yep.
And
straight into Tana's hands and sending her up the middle. And, looks like a bit of scrapping on the ground with the Queensland player coming up with the football, trying to claim they took it. But I don't think that's... that one's not going over with the referees. They know who ended up with that on the ground.
Well, any good salesman or anyone who's worked in retails knows the customer's always going to say you got to try.
Yeah, look, it's worth a shot. Yeah, every now and then you might convince a referee that they're wrong.
And a few other defensive players rotating in for Queensland now. As the pass goes off, and it was intended for Tui, flags fly in, potential pass interference.
Yeah, a bit of push and shove there, and I think that's what they've called it, pass interference there. So this should be an automatic first down for them. We can't quite see it. We come across just after it's occurred. Wait and see after the conference the referees have as to what this is.
Yeah, you see some of the new sort of personnel being shifted out there for Queensland. Number 44, Jodie Smith, Panthers linebacker. She played in the last tournament here for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, with a pretty impressive bench over there, you'd be hoping that by now the coaches have had enough rotation through for them, and it looks like they are waving that off, calling that an uncatchable football. So there is no penalty there for pass interference, so it's going to be a turnover on downs. And Queensland are going to get the ball back about a yard or two further downfield from where they handed it over.
And look, this defence should take the confidence they got from the last 4 and out.
Yeah.
They obviously still have the capacity to do it, and they should keep fighting the small battles, and the current small battle ahead of them is another 4 and out. So let's see if they can stand up and deliver again.
Yep, so looks like, they've got 3 D linemen in there from the look of it, so they're going to send a lot more pressure and see if they can't sort of stuff this run game up.
Cubis back in a quarterback. She's going to hurl a pass intended for possibly Hayes. But as the theme is both of these quarterbacks today, sailing a bit too deep in these end zone directed passes.
Yeah, unfortunately that one wasn't going to be caught by anyone unless they were standing in the try area for the rugby league field. That one was going straight past the end zone.
And, when I look at the women's competition, it reminds me very much of the Colts when they first started and how much it is a developing league. And the quarterback position is obviously a position that will take time to develop over the league, but it's good to see the exciting prospects we have between Cubis and obviously the more veteran Evans. As Kestra Mono takes another carry. She breaks a tackle. Can she work some more magic? Nope, she's going to get cleaned up there. Nice tackle, number 74. New South Wales. That's Vinny. Tui Pulutu.
Sorry, I was going to wait to see how badly you butchered that one.
I noticed that. Worked that trick many times myself.
Yeah, no, they're at least starting to pick up on where Trias Mona is at any point in time on the field and getting across there, and they're putting a bit more pressure on some of the passes too. So, these Coyotes are at least showing that they're not going to give up and they've still got some teeth in them.
Cubis gives the Trias Mono. She's got plenty of space. Fumble! The ball's been knocked out, and Trias Mono gets on her own fumble. That was a big hit by Renee Hahn to force that out. She's still competing. She doesn't want to look at the scoreboard. And right underneath the ball there, she just strikes out and almost gets the ball back, and Trias Mono's down after that, and I saw the ball raised above the head, so I think that could have been the end of the game.
Okay, our clock here says there's still a little bit more time. It looks like they were running a running clock here for this last quarter.
Set of rules we've had to work around, but okay. I guess that's...
Admittedly, we've got to admit there is some time constraints here that unfortunately Queensland do have to get out of here on a flight back home. Plus, you guys aren't seeing it as much on the live stream as we're seeing here live, but the light is actually starting to fade pretty quickly. We've got some cloud cover coming over, so it looks like that along with the stoppage time, they've had this clock running a bit further and a bit quicker.
Yeah, so, well, with that, we've still got one more game to play, but Queensland have effectively won themselves a national championship back-to-back, 2014 now and 2016. However, we've still got one more game to play up in Queensland when New South Wales will do their very best to make this, to prevent the whitewash. But congratulations to both teams today for a fantastic game. New South Wales competing very hard and improving on their performance last time quite considerably, but Queensland, again, too good for them on the day. So we'll leave you with some more pictures, but as for now, I've been Kenny Andres here at Hurstville in New South Wales. Joined with me, Matt Long. Appreciate you joining, mate. Overall thoughts on the game?
Look, it's definitely a positive for the Coyotes that they got points on the board this time. They kept Queensland to a lot less than they did. Their defence is really stepping up here. So that's a good positive thing for the Coyotes. So hopefully the game next week ends up being a very even contest. But also for the Sun Devils, it goes to show they've got some really talented players that know what they're doing.